It's Melissa with the M Word. If you're new here, my name is Melissa, obviously. And my husband and I have a daughter. She is 7. She's currently in 1st grade, but she'll be doing 2nd grade this coming school year. We have a son who is almost 3. He'll be 3 in June. He is currently doing tot school with a little bit of preschool, and this coming school year he will be doing preschool with a tiny bit of pre-K in it. And we have a baby who is now a year old, so she's technically a toddler, and she is kind of just doing whatever, and we will be doing more of an actual tot schooling situation this coming school year. It's the books that we are reading for May for our read-alouds. I typically have a lot of read-alouds each month. Because my kids are little, we use a lot of picture books yet. We do use a few chapter books. We are currently listening to The Little House on the Prairie via Libby reads to us off my iPad. So I don't have anything to show you for that, but my children are loving it. So every day at lunchtime, I just go ahead and I turn on Libby, my app on my phone, and we have The Little House on the Prairie, and they watch that. So I only have it for like 14 days. So we are going to be moving on to the next Little House on the Prairie book as soon as it's available on Libby, once we're done with the one we're reading right now. As you guys already know, I adore this Sing a Song of Seasons poetry book. I got it off of Amazon 2 years ago now, I think, and we've just been rereading it. The kids and I never really remember, I mean, we remember certain poems, but there's 365 poems in here. I mean, it's amazing. I had planned on ordering from Timberdoodle this year. They have a Tiger Daily poetry book, and I was so excited to get it, but apparently you can only order it right now with the 1st grade kit. So if you're getting the 1st grade kit, I highly suggest grabbing a daily poetry book. So you might as well grab that one since it's in your kit for the Timberdoodle. But I personally do not need a full 1st grade kit since we just did 1st grade this last year. So I'm kind of out of luck, which, I mean, I could probably go find it on Amazon or something if I wanted to, but I probably won't. I also have seen Ashley from Grace and Grit. She has a daily Star Wars poetry book along with this season's Sing a Song of Seasons book. I know this one's all over YouTube, so everybody has it, but it really is gorgeous. I mean, this is what we read today. And then there's like, I mean, it's just, they're so beautiful and colorful. And they're really quick, so I just open it, read whatever for the day. They are always relevant to the season. And at least for me, I'm in Wisconsin, so in the United States. So the seasons are usually pretty relevant to me, which I really like. The kids like that. It's very nice. The only thing that we had a little bit of problem with is it was talking all about spring in April and May, which would normally be spring. But Wisconsin decided to snow all the way through almost the beginning of May. So it just kind of made us a little sad for spring, I guess. And I'm rambling about things that are not necessary, so I'm sorry about that. Then, you guys already know I really love this book. I got it for half price from Timberdoodle probably about 2 years ago now. We adore this book. I love this book. We, the first time, just read it front to back, cover to cover. It is a beautifully illustrated, sing-songy like book about science. The first half of the book is the almanac. So it talks about, like this one's April Fool's. It talks about the holidays. It talks about each season. Facts about wind. So facts about certain things within the season. And then in the back, it has a nature hunt, like a nature hike. And the bear family goes through a nature hike, and they take you through valleys and under the ocean and in caves. And at the very back, there's the science fair. And that talks about just, you know, general science stuff. Air, matter, levers, pulleys, heat, all the fun things. So we're using this year I went ahead in my planner and I went through every single page when I did my planner this year. And I wrote down the pages. So at the beginning of winter, I wrote down the pages for winter. And then in the beginning of spring, I wrote down the pages for spring. And I wrote down the pages for each holiday to make sure that we read the almanac where it needed to be in the year. And then I just filled it in with the nature hike information, so all the things about nature. and I filled it in with the science fair information. So I filled in the rest of the year that way. I had about 3 weeks, so I have it filled out, so we read it on Mondays. And I think I had about 3 or 4 weeks where we could skip it. So I used that right around in the summer months. I just skipped a few weeks there. And then we went ahead, and the rest of the week is all filled up with just a couple pages of this book each week. On to the book specific for this month. We got Rain School. I can't remember. I think I've told you guys before. I just Google good books for children in May, and I use this Booksharks. And oh, there's another company like Bookshark that I pull from sometimes too. I like Bookshark because they're secular. The other company that I use is not. Sunlight. Sunlight I don't believe is secular. But I occasionally pull from them as well. And I just pull their book lists. And then I decide when I want to read for the week, for the month. So Rain School, I cannot remember if it was one of those like good books to read in May books, or if it was one of those off of Sunlight or Bookshark, but I think it was one of those that are good to read in May. So Rain School is this wonderful book. It is beautifully illustrated. Hold on. And it's about these kids in Chad, Africa that go to school the first day, and they have to build their school. So the teacher tells them that their first lesson is building their school. We have Sometimes Rain. This one is about the seasons and about it becoming spring. So sometimes it's winter, spring, fall, and of course you guys know I'm a sucker for beautifully illustrated books. Why Do Tigers Have Stripes? I think this one might have been off of Sunlight's or Bookshark's list. So it's a Mickey Mouse book. It's got Mickey Mouse. And why do tigers have stripes? Why are polar bears white? Why do deer have spots? Is that a snake tucked out of sight? Do eggs have polka dots? It's just a general book about animals and their camouflages and how they disguise themselves. So I thought that was really cute. Plus my son is obsessed with Mickey Mouse, and I'm sure he loves this book just solely because Mickey Mouse is in it. Worm weather. Drip, drop, skip, hop, splash, splash, sidewalk dash. It's worm weather. Stomp in puddles and skip through the rain. It's an imagination and playful book about weather. And of course, like I said, I'm a sucker for beautifully illustrated books. And I think this book is beautifully illustrated. It has rain. Oh, sorry, my fingers are on their faces. There you go. It talks about weather and how sometimes it's loud and sometimes it's sunny, and that the worms come out in the summer in the rain. And my daughter knows all about worms, so she got really excited while we were reading this, talking about how worms can't dry out and how if you find a worm out in the sun, you should put it under the dirt so it doesn't die. Like, she was really excited about this book, and I think it's beautiful. This is Little Blue Truck, Springtime. This book is just cute. It's a little flat book. It says, they're out for a beautiful drive in spring. Who will they see along the way? All kinds of baby animals on the farm. And it is literally these little frogs driving in this little blue truck. And it's just so cute. And all the springtime baby animals. My youngest daughter, really loved opening the flaps. She's a year old, and she got all excited the first time we opened a flap, like she did. She was so excited. It's like she'd never seen a flap before. We have all kinds of flap books, and she was just ecstatic. Singing in the Rain, based on the lyrics of the song Singing in the Rain. So the kids learn a song along with a beautifully illustrated book. And of course, springtime is very rainy, so I picked up a bunch of rain books. We have Water Song, and this is about rain as well. It is how rain kind of makes a singy song. So drip, drip, plip, plop, splutter, splat. And then it just builds into like a full-on like storm. And you know, hiss, slap, slam, and this little fox is taking shelter. And of course, this is another one of those beautifully illustrated books. And then at the end where the storm is all over. I thought this was really good for my oldest daughter. She's all of a sudden started deciding that she's afraid of storms, which is new. But it kind of let her know, like, It'll be over soon, and all storms are kind of like that. An Egg is Quiet. We liked this book. It was all about eggs and the different kinds of eggs there are. I felt they probably could have done a little bit better with the illustrations, but they did, I mean, they did do a good job though. It's, you know, eggs are textured, the different types of eggs. Some eggs are slimy, some eggs aren't. They talk about how a baby comes out of an egg. They talk about what happens when an egg hatches and it becomes noisy instead of quiet. It's just really cute. A Seed is Sleeping. This is similar to the Egg is Quiet book in that it talks about what a seed is, what's in a seed, the different types of seeds, how seeds grow into something, into a plant. Although this one is beautifully illustrated, which I love. What's Under the Sea. This is an Osborne book. I love Osborne books. We read this one in the car while my husband was cleaning the car one day. We just kind of went through this a little bit at a time. And my kids, I just kind of skipped around the things they wanted to know about. And if they saw something on the page they wanted me to read more about, I read that to them. And this book, I believe, was a Bookshark or a Sunlight book. This is a collection of stories. You read to me and I'll read to you. And it's just a collection of stories. My guess, we will not get through all of this before it has to go back to the library. But I've just been reading a few pages a day to the kids. It has books in here. The Bears on Hemlock Mountain, Blue Moose, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Don't Cut the Lawn, Horton Hatches an Egg, Little Tim and the Brave, Sea Captain, No One is Going to Nashville, The Piggy in the Puddle. I mean, it's got a ton of stuff. There is not a bunch of illustrations in this book. I mostly just kind of read it to the kids while they're playing. That's how we handle books that are read-alouds in that sense, where they just kind of play while I read. Next month, our books are going to look very different because we do have Bookshark Science A, and I do plan on using them mostly through the summer. So we're going to start Bookshark next week, and we're going to move through it and see how it works for us. I'm hoping we really like it. I have high expectations that this will work and that we will really like it. So hopefully that will go wonderfully. I will show you again next month all the things we read for June. If you have any questions about what we read, or if you like this video, please leave the comments below, or like this video. Please subscribe. I'm going to have some Bookshark and Timberdoodle videos coming soon. I will also be I'm pulling together a human body study for my children. As you can see, the little unit, I've got a human anatomy notebook back there that I have printed off, and I've got that little guy back there. I have a 4-foot puzzle coming from Timberdoodle of the human body. I also saw, so either way, that's everything that's going to be coming soon. If you want to learn more about our homeschool or get some ideas for your homeschool, please subscribe. And until next time, bye.